Chapter 5, HeyMax First, or How to Lend Someone Money You Printed Yourself. In July 2026, HeyMax launched what it calls the world's first Miles Upfront membership. It's called HeyMax First, and it is simultaneously the most commercially clever thing this company has built and the most likely source of its next problem. Here's how it works. You get access to a pool of miles, up to 1 million of them, that you can draw down before you've earned them. You book the flight now, you earn the miles back later through your ordinary spending. There are 4 tiers. Silver is free for life and gives you a pool of 30,000 miles. Gold costs 299 Singapore dollars a year for 100,000. Platinum is 699 for 300,000. And reserve is $1,999 a year for a pool of 1 million miles. But the annual fee isn't the real price. When you actually draw miles from the pool, you pay an access fee, 3 cents a mile on silver, down to 2.3 cents on reserve. So if you're a gold member and you draw your full 100,000 miles, that's $2,700 in access fees on top of the $299. You pay it by bank transfer, the miles land instantly, and you repay in 10,000-mile blocks out of your future earnings. There is no deadline, none. You can stop paying your membership, go dormant for 2 years, come back, and still reclaim. And the access fee is fully refundable as you earn the miles back. Now let me strip the marketing off and tell you what this actually is. It is an uncollateralized, non-recourse, open-ended advance of a currency that the lender itself prints, priced at 2.3 to 3 cents a unit, against a floor redemption value of 1.8 cents, with no maturity date and no credit assessment. Every part of that sentence matters. Uncollateralized and non-recourse. If you never earn the miles back, HeyMax's only remedy is to keep your access fee. No collections, no credit reporting. A currency the lender prints. HeyMax's cost of granting you 100,000 miles is not $2,700. It's about $1,550, and only when you actually redeem them. Priced above the floor, at 2.7 cents against a 1.8 cent cash out, buying miles to cash out is value destroying. This product only makes sense if you're targeting a genuinely high-value transfer. And no maturity, which is clever because it means there's never a moment where you're in default. There's no bad debt event. But it also means HeyMax can never cleanly book that access fee as revenue because the obligation to refund it never goes away. So how does HeyMax make money on this? And here's the part I think is genuinely brilliant. It doesn't primarily make money on the fee. It makes money because a member who has drawn 100,000 miles now has to route roughly $50,000 to $70,000 of spending through HeyMax to earn them back and get their fee refunded. The access fee isn't a price, it's a commitment device. HeyMax is selling gross merchandise volume commitment and calling it a membership. And on my model, even the worst-case member, someone who draws the whole pool, transfers it out, and never comes back, still leaves HeyMax cash positive. That's an unusual thing to be able to say about a credit product. Now the risks, and there are 4 real ones. First, adverse selection. The people most attracted to a $2,000 reserve tier are, by definition, sophisticated miles optimizers, which is exactly the cohort that will extract maximum value per mile and is least likely to route their grocery shopping through an affiliate link to earn it back. The product is priced for the average and will be bought by the extreme. Second, and this is the sharpest question anyone has asked about it, it comes from the loyalty consultancy Loyalty and Reward Co. Will people work as hard repaying a debt as they will pursuing a reward they haven't got yet? Everything we know about human motivation says no. Once you've taken the trip, the engine that was going to fund the repayment has already fired. Third, and this one genuinely bothers me, HeyMax devalues its own currency while members hold negative balances denominated in it. In June 2026, a member could have drawn 100,000 miles at 2.7 cents to transfer into Accor hotels at 1-to-1. On the 1st of July, HeyMax cut that Accor rate by 33%. Their reclaim obligation did not go down. That's a completely one-sided, unhedged exposure sitting on the customer. It hasn't blown up. It could. And fourth regulation, pay a fee, get value now, repay later. That shape is close enough to buy now, pay later that a regulator who wanted to look would find something to look at. It survives today because there's no interest, no credit check, and no enforceable repayment. Singapore's BNPL regime is currently a voluntary code of conduct rather than a licensing regime. If that hardens, HeyMax First is squarely in scope. One last observation, and it's a tell. A month before global launch, in June 2026, HeyMax added a free silver tier and made reclaim eligibility indefinite. Both of those are conversion rescue moves. I read that as paid tier signups coming in below plan. The free tier is strategically right anyway. It turns the product from a wall into a funnel, but the timing is informative.